All right. Ooh. All right. Good morning, everybody. I had to switch my peripherals or my devices quite a few times over the weekend, and all of my settings are wrong now because of it. Do I just have everything muted now? No, there we go. Okay, I'm back. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you, good evening to you. I am Chloe Alice Balkin, and this is Rise and Right. I'm going to be doing streams for the next hour and 4 streams. God, sprints for the next hour and 45 minutes. This is because I was talking all weekend, and now I have forgotten how to talk. I did my best, but was it Sunday? Sunday was like 8 hours of talking straight, 8 straight hours. Excuse me. I'm not this tired. I just haven't drunk my coffee yet. I wanted to do shows earlier in the week, and I could not sleep for the life of me. And because of that, I slept harder than a long time last night. So I'm good to go. And I am working on one of my short erotic pieces. I didn't know. I don't like where my camera is. Nope, that was the wrong way. There we go. I don't know why my lighting's been screwed up lately either. We're just gonna allow me to babble for a minute. Anyways, I said at the beginning of the month, I joined I've just been joining Discord groups left and right lately. So I joined one for steamy romance because, of course, the problem with being a romance writer is that even in the writing community in general, it can be kind of rough going for romance writers. So, like, if you are in a writing community and you've ever had the thought, there's not a lot of romance writers. I guess they're just like, I'm not going to go into what your logic is. But if you've ever wondered why, it's because other writers tend to be a bit mean to romance writers. So we try to build our own little communities. I know every genre has their own communities, but romance is a little bit more about it because things are pretty toxic for us. Anyways, so I've been joining communities. I joined one that was steamy romance and steamy to erotica. And we set up we set up monthly goals for ourselves. And I am one short story short of hitting the goal I set for June, which was to write 20. I only have one left to go. So I'm going to be doing that, and I'll have it done by the end of the month. And next month, I think I'm going to go with 15. 20 was too much for me. I did have a rough month, in the middle of it. My cat got sick again, and that's just I don't know, all my stress goes to that. But here I am. Rosalind, thank you for joining. I am so sorry that your coffee maker died. I'm trying to get over. There we go. I'm trying to get over there. My mouse has been screwy. I'm sorry your coffee maker died. I couldn't survive without my coffee maker. It would. I would just go get another one. I've absolutely I usually have good coffee makers, but I've absolutely gotten a $10 one from Big Lots or from Walmart to hold me over until I can get a good one, which for me is usually holidays when my mother asks me what I want for birthdays / Christmas. I believe my mother has bought my last 3 good coffee makers. But yeah, I have absolutely just gone over to Walmart or here we've got Big Lots because I can't live without coffee. And of course, like you can buy coffee somewhere, but like if you can buy a coffee pot for $10, then you got this. Over on Twitch, God, I wish my mouses weren't being dumb today. Let's see if my other mouse is being left done today. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay, so this problem is going to be solved soon. Yay. um, and as Golden Hand pointed out, there are ads and channel points. I am now affiliate on Twitch. I will hopefully be smarter about the ads later because I don't like when you have to sit through an ad in order to start a page. And I know that I just need to roll them occasionally. Like I have to manually start ads to get that going. I forget. So, hello, Shirley, as well. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to be doing our 20-minute sprints today. And again, if any of you want to do plant together mode, I will switch over, but I can't do plant together mode if nobody is planting with me. Like you're not. I would absolutely have it running all the time and just have rooms by myself, but it does not allow that. So if you do want to join me, just let me know. I'm going to grow this stupid watermelon one. I prefer the trees because the smaller things look a little scraggly. Awesome. Shirley, I'm going to go ahead and run this one in regular mode, and then, because I'm about to start it right now, and then I'll set the next one to plant together, and we'll do this. It's easy. So we've got 20 minutes on the clock, and so Golden Hand, that panel ended up only being 40 minutes because we had a bunch of technical difficulties, but I should be able to get a link to you. I think that one has been uploaded. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys at 20 minutes. Okay, that was time. Oh my God, it's that damn window. Let's see. Earth. I feel like I did not have this problem before with that window, making the lighting just all jacked up. And like, I was using a ring light all weekend, because I didn't want to be a trash goblin for the con. So I did my hair and I put face on, and I used a ring light. But I don't remember having such a lighting issue from that window before. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I was mostly chatting and like doing other stuff during that sprint, but I did write 159 words. And as you can see on the screen, I posted it so those of you on YouTube can see it as well. Thanks to getting affiliate on Twitch, I now can make emojis. I am very limited in how many emojis I can make until I get subscriptions, which is fine. But for that first emoji, of course, it is a chonk. It is a chonk. A chonk. Oh God. I wasn't expecting him to look so sad when I spun like that. And I wish that it showed up better. But you do the best you can with emojis when they're these little tiny graphics. Also, we're just gonna accept the focus is what it is right now. But the like thing going on his nose is a star. This is an actual photo of him. We had a party here once where we had these balloons that were filled with confetti that had little star specks, like little star-shaped confettis. And he got one stuck on his nose. It's an adorable photo. He gets one stuck on his nose, and he doesn't really know what to do with it, so he's looking at it all cross-eyed. None of that translates in that photo, but it's still a good, fluffy photo of him. He is still majestic in it. Hey, Allie, thank you for joining. Let me take that off of the screen. Also, so yeah, I wrote 147, and Shirley is doing a blog post for this week, revising it. That is awesome. Let me know what the rest of y'all are doing. I'm going to hopefully be getting this. I'm like, there's a point. Sometimes I get a bunch of inspiration at once for writing these shorts, but when you're trying to write one a day, that inspiration, it comes and goes. And right now, by dumb luck, I happen to just see a reference to a ball pit. So I have a couple that's in a ball pit in their own house, because I try not to write like things that people are going to get stuck thinking about. Well, wait a second. What? But, so this is their own private ball pit for them to do whatever they want in. They're fine. I'm going to sneeze. Nope, because I warned y'all I was going to sneeze. I did not sneeze because that is just the way that it goes. There it is. There it is. So this, oh, whoops. Oh, Lord. I'm just going to hit every wrong button right now. We're going to do a share screen, and oh, yeah. So that is the source photo for the chalk emoji. Yeah. Oh, Golden Hand. I honestly haven't figured out how all of this stuff works now. So I'll poke around and see. Golden Hand asks, can we do normal emoji? I don't I don't know. Twitch is such like a weird place for me that I haven't been able to figure out all of this stuff yet. But so by comparison, we'll pop that back up on the screen. There is his little tiny graphic of that. I did try to make the star bigger, but there is a point where it does not actually work. Right? Chunk is very much a lion. One of the other things that I did, because I have a chat bot now, is now if you do !cat, you get a little description of Chunk. And I did this mostly so that, like, if I am in midstream and like talking to other people and somebody asks me his name, I can just like quick type that in and have everything up on that screen. I'm switching to write together mode. Okay. So surely the way that this works is, if you haven't done this before, and I believe you said that you had not, if you go up to that little top icon and click plant together, it switches the mode. For some reason, this app is real squirrely about this. Oh no, are you not going to let me do it? Oh, do I have to have it? I wonder if it's not going to. Oh, this is me. I'm in the wrong screen. That's all. Yes. There we go. For some reason, if you're in that other screen, it'll bring this page up, but it won't actually let you set it. Slight error on it. Okay. So creating room. Let's do that pretty tree. I believe it is the cherry tree. Okay. So the code for it, of course. Is this going to be pretty? No, it's going to be all weird and slumpy. So the code for this, I am going to pop this on the screen, and I'll give everybody a couple minutes to join if they want to join. But the code is, I meant to pop that on everybody's screen. It's okay. I'll just do that. I know it's going to be hard to read in that little tiny window. It is 39GNCJC is the code, and we'll get this going in about 60 seconds. We will start our next sprint. That wasn't what I meant to click. Let me close all these windows. And yeah, I have every intention of actually writing in this sprint. Awesome. Yes, this little bubble is probably you. If you have an icon set, it appears there. And yes, Chunk is directly behind me, Allie. For that convention, at one point, like, they were asking for selfies of us getting ready for the convention. And I have a selfie that is absolutely me doing this. And I feel like people thought I was doing shameless cat photo pandering, but like, no, he was literally behind me the entire 3-day convention. Yeah, he's always there. Okay, let's go ahead and do our next sprint. It is 51 past, so I will see you guys at 11 past the next hour. Okay, time is up there. Let me know how you did. I ended up deleting what I had written. It's okay. It's rare that I do that, but this one, I put like a whole intro on this story that I then realized it didn't need an intro for. Again, it's as that like how to find inspiration when you're like 98 erotic short stories in. This is one that takes place in a ball pit in this couple's house. And so the whole story started with them buying the house with the ball pit. And as I was writing this part of it, oh, my shirt's being weird. Anyway, don't mind me. Don't mind me. I don't need the explanation of why they bought this house. Like that was nuts. So now the story, it just starts with the house has a ball pit, an entire room, ball pit. So I deleted about 300 words, but I've got 171 in the manuscript, and I'm okay with that. Like I don't mind that I had to do that to get this story to the right place. This also means that I might be able to get it into a publication, which will make it more money than if I just publish it in my own little publication. Because the way Medium works is that people can follow you, but the more visibility goes to the publications you subscribe to than the people you follow. So, and like some of the publications I can submit to have thousands of followers, or subscribers. So if I can get into a publication, that would be great. But for the stuff that I write, for the erotica stuff, they don't like it to have big lead ups in it. They like you to set the scene and go. And that's not normally how I write. I do like to have an actual story, like not to diss it. It's fine. They're short. It's like, I don't mind that that's it, but I'm somebody who needs to like tell you why the characters are doing what they're doing, what led up to this. I want like this whole picture painted. So a lot of times it takes me a lot more words than the big publications want for me to get to the steamy bits. So 171 words, and they're about to get to the steamy bits. Yay. So I shared it, I believe, on both Twitch and YouTube. But over on Twitch, we're talking about the panel that I was in. I was in 5 panels, but one of the panels I was in was writing consent in romance and in erotic scenes. I don't remember how we have phrased the title of it, but it's writing consent, like types of consent and how to do it. And we had a bunch of technical difficulties in it. So it ended up being shorter than it was supposed to be. Just we didn't have a choice in that because you can't like keep going past when the timer runs out. And the thing with it is that, like, so Golden Hand says the demonic audio on that stream, they'd be like, throw the whole panel away 30 seconds in. So here's where things got crazy. And the reason that I am going to tell you guys this story is because, like, this is just life, trying to do all of these things virtually as we do now. So we had several options for how to stream things onto Twitch. As y'all know, usually I use StreamYard because it's the easiest, but it's also extremely limited in what we can have on the screen. And they wanted a lot more to be on the screen, like the chat log and stuff like that, which is fine. But it also means that you end up having to go through multiple applications to get things on the screen. Most people were using like Zoom or Google Meet. And then since everything was also in Discord, Discord has its own version of that when all else was failing, we were going to that. So in the case of this stream, let me go ahead and get another room started here so that when I am done with this little story, we can jump right into, let's do the wisteria. We can jump right into the next sprint. But so, and the room code is, let me fix this, sorry. It is R4PAEQ. Sorry, I'm not giving the fun words to go with them, but I always panic when I try to think of them, and they end up being real weird words. I'll do it next time so you guys can have a laugh. Anyway, so we tried to use, for that particular stream, I had just come from a stream where I was having technical difficulties, and my camera kept dying, and my mic kept dying, and sometimes my mic was going through my camera, so of course they were both dying together. It was a whole thing. I had to turn off my camera. So I had just come from that, and then I go to this next panel where we have tried to use Google Meet, and I believe the lady writes was unable to get into it. She kept getting critical errors or whatever when she tried to enter Google Meet. So we switched to the Discord one, and that is where I'm blanking on her name. Oh no, this is terrible. But our host is unable to, there is no audio coming from them. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on names. I do this. It's not, they were great. I just am blanking right now. Anyways, and yes, I'm trying to scroll through and I can't find it. But anyway, and Coffee is the one that's trying to get this organized. But so we bounced to Discord and so we weren't using StreamYard because that's me, and it was Coffee who was running the stream. I am answering Golden Hat's question here. Because this was going to Coffee's channel, my StreamYard is not for her. You have to set which channel you're going to, and I wouldn't even know. In the middle of all the craziness, I wasn't even thinking about it. I wish I had, now that I'm talking about it. But anyway, so Heather had no audio. It was coming in and out, and even when it was in, you absolutely couldn't hear anything. Weirdly, this was happening for the lady writes and me, but Coffee could hear her fine. I don't get it. But so eventually we ended up switching to Zoom, where we still really couldn't hear Heather, but her volume was still really low, but it was steady and we could understand her most of the time. I know that at some point in that stream, I had to ask Coffee what was being said. But because of this, we ended up starting 20 minutes late on it. And that was, I will say that things went surprisingly well throughout the entire convention. There were these random technical problems, but most of them were not massive panel delays like that. Only a couple panels had big delays like that. So overall, it went really well. It was just on my end, and I don't know, everybody else might totally agree with me on this, but because of all of that, I was flustered at that point. And so I wasn't thinking of things how I wanted to. So after the panel was done, I thought, oh, I could have said all of this stuff in such a better way. It was also the final day, and it was my third panel, I think, for that day. So I was already a little bit toasty. And then that happened. It's nobody's fault. Technology is what it is, but it was a mess. Anyways, let's go ahead and do it. And I do think that I linked that panel in both YouTube and Twitch. If you guys are curious about it, it did go well. It just wasn't what I would have done otherwise. And Golden Hand asks, so what examples would I have given instead? I will address that when we come back, because we do need to get another sprint in so we have 2 more sprints, this one and one more, and I want to make sure that we're not running too late. So 20 minutes on the clock. I will see you guys at 41 past. Okay, that was time on that 20. We do have one more 20 to go. So I'm at 467 on this. So I think I wrote about 300, 350, I think there actually. And so yeah, and I'm at like I just hit the steamy bits. So we're doing good. We're doing good, and hopefully I get this finished. What's gonna happen is I'll get like 90% of it finished in the next sprint, and then like 2 hours later, I'll finally come back and finish it because that's what happens every dang time. But that's okay. But Shirley is about to publish the blog. So before we went on that break, right before we went on that sprint, Golden had asked me what examples I would have given instead. And this is in reference to the consent panel. So I also went into that panel without having any idea what we were going to be talking about. Again, and this is not, things went really, really, really well for a first convention here. So a lot of things weren't planned as early as they should have been, which, I mean, again, for a first panel, they did fantastic. So this isn't something that is unexpected that things were planned a little last second. But I'm pretty sure that they did some planning on this panel while I was in a previous panel. So I just kind of went in blind, where I think everybody else had a bit more of an idea of how the conversation was going to go. I got that vibe from the chat that was going on, but as I was in this panel. I was in the panel where Steph Weaves said things like the implicit promise and remember your why, and talked a bit about how she uses the word chinchillas to anytime that she goes off script to just outline things, because this was the NaNoWriMo panel. And one of the tricks we were talking about is if you forget, thank you. If you forget, this is Shirley's post. Awesome. I can never remember how to share these things properly with YouTube, unfortunately, because there's no copy option on my end. But anyway, so with Nano, one tip that we both do is if you get really stuck on a scene, but you need to have an idea of what that scene is before you bounce to the next scene, because you're a linear writer. If you just kind of throw an outline, this is going to happen and this is going to happen and this is going to happen, you literally say it like that. And then you change it when you edit. Steph Weaves Tales puts the word chinchillas next to it so that she can search it and find it really easy. So that was a chinchilla thing. But anyway, so that's what that was. But so back to the consent panel. So I didn't know that what the plan was going to be was that we were going to talk about the different levels of consent, and perfect consent, and then flawed consent, and no consent or bad consent. Also, we were having this audio issue where I couldn't hear Heather that well as she was explaining these things. So I had no examples in my head. And also, I wasn't even entirely sure what she meant by that, because of course these are there's no perfect terms for these things, right? And what one person might consider flawed consent, somebody else might consider viable consent or not consent. There are pretty hard lines on some things, but there's certainly, with anything, there's gray area. So I didn't get to really prep for it, and there were a couple of things that I said there that I was like, you know what, actually there's a lot more, there are a lot more broad factors on this. So, and also, so there's also, we completely skipped over non-consensual, which I didn't think we should have done, but with the time frame, again, I don't think it was a bad call, but in retrospect, I wish we hadn't done that, because it can be a functional tool. And I feel like it also kind of disses on people who do write dark romance, which is a viable, as long as people going into it know that it's dark romance, it's viable to write this. Like, I don't want anybody to think that because it's non-consensual, it absolutely shouldn't be written. It needs to be done in the right place. And for me, I know at one point I said that I've never written non-consensual in like a steamy way. And that's technically not true. Because I know that one of my shorts is a succubus who, I mean, the man agrees to it, but she's there to kill him. And obviously he's not agreeing to that. So there is a point where he tells her to stop and she doesn't. And that's non-consensual. That's not flawed consent. That is non-consensual. If you are in the middle of it and the person tells you very vehemently to stop, this isn't the like, no funness that can happen. Y'all know what I mean. I don't need to clarify better what I mean. That like sometimes no doesn't mean no. Brains do fun things. This was clearly non-consensual because she's killing him. So there are certain times when consent gets really weird. And also I wish that we had discussed more on like how to actually write it. And that might be something where we work on, sometime that we work on like definitions for panels and maybe have some things defined as workshops where we are really talking about how to write this and not just elements of writing it, because those are two different things, right? Like I could tell you the definitions and give you examples, but it's a whole other beast for me to be like, this is how to actually write it. Here's how to write it so that it sounds good. Here's when you can blur it. Let's talk about what you're doing and workshop what you're doing. So yeah, that's it. And again, it was just like a weird situation. And we might have even gone into that more if we'd been given the full time. Yeah, so that's Shirley, I want to try to get that link up because I can go another way to do it. And I want people on YouTube to see it as well. So I'm going to try to get that up during the sprint, but oh no, I'm sorry, because I haven't been doing Plant Together mode in a while. I forgot to get this up here. So really quickly, we're going to go into the next sprint in about a minute. But the current Q code is C as in cat, Q as in queen, the number 3, K as in king, the number 6, C as in cat. This ended up being a real easy one. Yeah, and camp starts tomorrow. Camp starts. I ended up knowing exactly what I'm going to be doing on camp only because I didn't get done what I needed to get done in June. So that's going to be my camp project instead. But I am going to be writing alien romance. It is going to be, words. Sorry that I'm like dragging so much today. It's going to be alien romance. I'm hoping, I don't know if y'all have heard about this, but like we just had an explosion in alien romance because one series, Ice Planet Barbarians, went viral on TikTok. So I was already planning on doing all of this. I've got, if you guys have been following me long enough, you know that back in October, I was working on alien romance. And that was what my regular Nano was. I wrote 2 books in my alien romance series in Nano in November. And then I had been like kind of sort of plotting this other like companion story. And then when Vela was announced, I thought, oh, I could possibly do that. So I'm gonna do it. And yeah. Oh yeah. I did. Golden had just said, yeah, at one point I did say that you can write anything as long as it's clearly labeled. Yeah, I don't read dark romance. Just to be clear, I can talk about um I can talk about dark romance purely from an academic perspective. I don't read it, but I don't also I'm not a kink shamer here. It looks like I am solo on this room, and that is okay. But we're going to go ahead and do our next sprint. Now, this is our final sprint. Thank you for joining, Kelly. Unfortunately, this is our final sprint, but there is one 20-minute sprint happening right now. So hopefully you get a little bit of work done then. It is, we ran a little bit long. I was expecting that to happen today. Surely it's totally fine. It's better when we've got more people in the room, because then nobody gets called out if they don't join. But yeah, one more sprint on the clock. It is 53 past right now, 7 of. So I will see you guys at 13 after for farewells. And I will be doing the 8 p.m. show, 8 p.m. Eastern show with Sandy tonight. So there will be more of me in about 8 hours. All right, I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. Okay, that was time. And that was actually the final sprint for the day. Hopefully you guys got some stuff done. I ended up getting a grand total of 823 words into this story. I didn't want this story to be any longer than that, but this is probably going to be a 1,500 word story about having sex in a ball pit. I don't know why I'm like this. But I'm going to get this going later today. I have to do, so Nano starts tomorrow. So I have some like ducks that need to be put in rows. The first one being I need a graphic for my alien romance, so I can put it on Vela. I think I'm at 7 chapters now that are like completely complete and ready to go. I will proofread them one more time because that's how I am. But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing that graphic today. There's a replay that I want to watch. Again, if you want to check out these replays and haven't yet, I'm pretty sure the best way to do it right now is go to writersconduit.com/events and find the event you want to see. Right underneath the event title, it will say what streamer it was who hosted it. And if you click that, it should be a link that takes them to their Twitch channel. And you'll be able to find that stream in their video tab. There was this crazy glitch that happened with Twitch that some of these videos are not appearing right now because for some reason Twitch still thinks that they're live. Hopefully that will be addressed soon. Hopefully soon we'll have them elsewhere. I feel like the plan is to actually have them posted somewhere other than individual Twitch channels. But that's where you can watch them now. I am going to be watching one of them after this and doing that image and finish this short story. And then I will be back again tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. So 7 hours and 45 minutes from now, whatever that is for you, to do my evening stream, which is similar to this one, except that my writing buddy Sandy is going to be with me tonight. So we'll probably be talking a bit about the convention then again. She watched a couple of panels, but was not a participant. So we'll probably be talking about it again. But we'll be doing sprints either way. So hopefully I see you tonight. If not, hopefully I will have this show again sometime this week. Get yourselves ready for Nano if you're doing it. And I will see you later. Happy writing, everyone.